Hidden beneath the intimidating armor of his helmet and suit following his devastating injuries on Mustafar, not many within the galaxy were able to see the true face of Darth Vader. While we've seen Admiral Piet and Imperial officer Lieutenant Greg obtain glimpses of Vader without his mask and helmet on and survive the encounter, there's a story within Legends where Vader's face would be seen as a result of combat. This would be the story of Galen Marek, or Starkiller as he was known, as Vader's secret apprentice, where he would defeat Vader during their duel on the Death Star, allowing Starkiller to actually look into the eyes of Vader to find the humanity within the Sith Lord. A finding that, as seen within the Force Unleashed novelization, would have a profound impact on Vader's former apprentice. Having infiltrated the Death Star to rescue Jedi Master Rvmuller and the other leaders of the emerging Rebel Alliance from the Emperor, Darth Sidious would order his apprentice Vader to deal with Starkiller. Vader would initiate the duel between them, demonstrating his true skills in lightsaber combat, as Starkiller would recognize right from the start that despite their years of training sessions, he'd never seen the true face of Vader, as it was forever hidden from him behind his master's mask. Although Starkiller had moved towards the light side of the Force through his mission with Juno Eclipse, Proxy, and Jedi Master Coda, his duel with Vader would again cause the dark side to call out to him, with Starkiller feeling its powerful energy flowing through him. He would be able to resist the call of the dark side and found something more that would allow him to defeat Vader. Starkiller knew that whatever was behind Vader's mask wasn't joy or happiness, but pain, and therefore, hatred wouldn't be enough to overcome his powerful opponent. Instead, it was pity for Vader that Starkiller would turn to, and a realization that he wouldn't merely ensure he no longer served the monster, but that Vader no longer would either. In the words of Starkiller, he would kill Vader to set him free from the machinations of Sidious. While Vader still fought brilliantly in the eyes of Starkiller, this newfound motivation would push Starkiller to overcome Vader in the next phase of their lightsaber duel. As their lightsabers violently erupted in flashes of light, Starkiller found his opening, as his lightsaber slashed across Vader's armor that protected his throat, with smoke emerging from the damaged area. Vader only laughed at his former apprentice to mock him, but as he pressed forward again, Starkiller would deliver two more successful strikes across Vader's shoulder and thigh. Yet the Sith Lord was still unrelenting, preparing for the next round of combat, but Starkiller was too much by this point. After knocking Vader's lightsaber to the ground and lifting his former master into the air with the Force, Starkiller would find an energy field generator, remove it, and unleash it upon Vader, exploding more violently than he expected and throwing Vader across the room while knocking Starkiller to the ground. As Starkiller got to his feet within the shattered, debris-filled room, he walked over to Vader, who was also attempting to stand but with no success, his cybernetics too damaged from the explosion for him to continue the duel. As Starkiller approached the Sith Lord, he raised his lightsaber into the air to deliver a killing blow that would finally end Vader's onslaught against the galaxy and against himself. However, when Vader turned to face Starkiller, he froze, completely unable to move. While he previously recognized that large sections of Vader's armor had been removed from the explosion, he now saw that Vader's helmet had been ripped away as well. For the first time ever, Starkiller saw the face of the man who killed his father and brutally trained him for well over a decade. But what Starkiller saw shocked him. In Starkiller's words, his former master was pathetic, covered in wrinkles and old scar tissue. But most telling were the eyes of Vader, which weren't erupting with the typical red, yellow, and orange colors of the Sith, but simply blue, demonstrating the only signs of life within Vader. But Starkiller also saw true pain, and even Vader couldn't hide what was his obvious exhaustion. At that point, Sidious emerged to implore Starkiller to kill Vader and take his place as his new apprentice. Initially, although he resisted the call of the dark side earlier in the duel, Starkiller considered striking Vader down, influenced by the Emperor's power, which could now also be his, and finding revenge for what Vader did to his father and his friends. But ultimately, pulled from the Emperor's influence by Coda's failed assault on Sidious, Starkiller would reject the dark side. And it would be exactly what he saw in the eyes of Vader that would motivate his decision to choose the light side of the Force. Starkiller saw what the dark side of the Force did through Vader's pain. In fact, having seen Vader so humbled and at his mercy, he didn't even want to hurt his former master, finding a new type of pity for him that was different than what he felt during their duel. Starkiller recognized that his path with the dark side was over, a path that began over a decade earlier on Kashyyyk, when he used the Force to pull Vader's lightsaber into his own hands to avenge the death of his father. Knowing he took his first steps down the path of the dark side by himself without any influence from Vader, Starkiller finally ended that path for good. In the end, Starkiller knew that killing Vader would accomplish nothing and was meaningless in comparison to saving his friends. But it was the pain and suffering Starkiller saw within the eyes of Vader that allowed him to reject the dark side, seeing how it completely destroyed the Sith Lord and deciding he didn't want that fate for himself. So there we have it, Starkiller's thoughts when seeing Darth Vader's face without his mask on. Thank you very much to all of the Patreon members of Star Wars Reading Club, as your support is so greatly appreciated. You can find all of our social media links and a link to our Star Wars gaming channel in the description below for updates and even more Star Wars content. We love making these videos, so why not subscribe for more fun Star Wars theories and discussions. Also, if you enjoyed the video, think about giving a like or leaving a comment. If not for me... For Jedi Master Coda.